And it's really about flowing too.
Yeah.
The way they exchange kicks and wheel kicks
Mm-hmm.
without hitting each other. It's like it's a dance as well.
Yeah. What's up, YouTubians?
What's going on, everybody?
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
Greetings.
However, whenever you're watching this, we appreciate you because you already know time is expensive.
Thank you for tuning in.
And thank you for subscribing. But if you're here for the first time, this show's about everything and anything
Creative.
Anything that sparks your creativity in whatever medium you dabble in.
Yes, expressing your artistic soul.
And welcome to the episode of Creativity
Unsheathed.
I'm Oliver Zigua.
And I'm Nino.
And yes, we're brothers.
Yes, we are.
And this is the show where we feel.
And this is the show where we say that if you want to be great in anything, you gotta learn the basics.
Yes, in whatever medium you dabble in. You know, if it's photography, painting, you know,
Cooking.
sports is considered an art.
Yeah,
you know,
sports.
But you gotta learn the craft and
Guitar. Basic chords.
scales.
Scales. Chord progression.
Right, same thing with the piano.
Piano. Any instrument. Knitting. Gardening.
Yep.
Both meditative and therapeutic, right?
I agree. And definitely martial arts, right?
For sure.
Right. And why we're talking about this and what we're looking at today is Only the Strong.
Only the strong man.
By Mark Dacascos.
Mr. Dacascos.
Mr. Iron Chef himself.
Man, Mr. Double Dragon.
Man.
Oh, and John Wick Parabellum.
John Wick Parabellum. Yes.
The third installment.
This guy was definitely part of the 90s. You know, he was definitely got to be on the screen with the greats.
Yeah,
you know,
he's a good swordsman.
hey, great martial artist at that. You
exactly.
know, all arts, all styles, and yeah, he just really knows how to express his body.
For sure.
Yeah, you know, really acrobatic.
Yeah, totally.
His athleticism definitely fits this movie, right? Only the Strong.
Yeah, for sure. It's standalone.
And this Capoeira action movie is directed by Sheldon Latish. And you probably recognize him behind the movies like Bloodsport, Rambo 3, Van Damme movies like Double Impact, Lionheart, Legionnaire, The Hardcore. Pretty much explains the camera angles that he uses to really sell the art of capoeira, you know, with the flips, you know, just the angles he chose.
Yeah, the aerial action
Yeah.
Dacascos was demonstrating. Yeah.
Like, and then even though it might not have been perfect as far as angles and like the choreography, you know, throughout this film, it was still good. You know, it was still action packed. You know, I enjoyed it.
And made up for like not even having wires.
Oh, definitely.
Wire act, you know what I mean? Because I'm pretty sure Mark Dacascos told him like, yeah, I could do flips and stuff.
Yeah.
You know, we can incorporate that, and you don't need wires.
A lot of the flips, the core work with the capoeira, that's all him. If you look at him today, he's still athletic, he's still healthy.
Still doing the Jenga.
Right, yeah, it's on his Instagram.
Yeah,
right?
check him out. He's still doing the Jenga.
Right. You know, I wonder if he actually trained from Joselito. You know,
Oh, yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
Joselito Amen Santos.
Yeah.
You know, just because he was in the intro of this movie.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, some say it might be a dying art, but it's only you as the capoeira, you know, artist, you know, who keeps the tradition alive.
And it's like you don't have to do the Jenga,
Mhm.
but you can utilize the kicks.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You can Jenga like as a feint, like a shuffle feint.
Yeah, for sure.
Right?
And you know, Mark Dacascos demonstrated those moves in this movie.
Definitely. In an urban setting, right? How it can apply in daily life.
Yeah. And when you say urban setting, that's where this art shifts into in this movie.
For sure.
So this movie, Mark Dacascos plays a character named Louis Stevens, who was a former Green Beret, and he just got shipped back home to Florida, and he got to visit his own alma mater, his own high school, but he's just shocked what he sees.
Yeah.
You know, and how drug-ridden it got. And
Kids with no direction, no control.
teachers can't really do much.
Yeah.
It's straight up madcap.
Yeah, man, it's madcap. Yeah, it's wild. They can't grab their attention.
Right. Everyone was being just misguided.
No strong role models for the students, you know.
And then from there, he just locates his old teacher, Mr. Kerrigan. And he's trying to get answers from him. You know, why hasn't anyone stepped in to make a difference? From there, it escalates further when Mark Dacascos' character, Louis Stevens, interacts with the actual drug dealers, on campus.
And we'll put a link down below, because the drug dealer, he was the bartender in Encino Man.
Oh, yeah. And that actor is Jeffrey Anderson Gunter.
Yeah, that guy's cool.
He seemed like he was in a lot of 90s movies, 80s movies.
Like nice cameos.
He was also in Mark for Death.
Oh, yeah. It's cool.
He was also in the Black or White video with Michael Jackson.
Oh, yeah. Right. The face morph. Yeah.
That's him.
That guy has a cool career.
For real.
He's everywhere. He's a multi-dimensional utility actor. Right, play anything.
Yeah, check that episode out. So his character, he plays the character Felipe, and he's part of the gang of Severio, kingpin of this whole crime syndicate. Mm-hmm. So he's punking around and bullying his nephew Shay, played by Roman Cardwell, and he's punking him, bullying him to push the products, to sell drugs on campus, or however, just to make that money. But of course, him being an innocent kid, they don't want to do that, obviously.
Yeah.
So he got smacked around. Mark Dacascos' character, Louis Stevens, he wasn't having it. He said, "Let the kid go."
Yeah.
And he said, "What are you gonna do about it?" So from there,
turn on the techno music.
Right.
Get it on.
Right.
Yeah.
So give him enough room and let the capoeira speak for itself.
He demonstrated his capoeira.
All right, and it was pretty awesome. It's like, okay, those who have the athleticism and flips, hey, by all means, if you can do it, do it.
Yep, Yep. If you know your body can do it, go for it.
Yeah. No, there's no limitations, but
add it to your JKD.
Yeah, for sure.
Dude, when that music dropped and then they did that whole fight sequence, that shit got me pumped as a kid.
Yeah, man.
Whoa, that's cool. I want to learn that. That's fucking awesome.
Like the whole '90s techno music, I dig that sound.
Yes.
It's bearable to the ears.
Yeah.
Compared to like EDM and like Skrillex, it's okay to a certain extent.
Yeah.
But when it's really like,
I don't like that.
It's too much. 90s techno all the way.
Yes, for sure.
Back to this fight, when you hear that music drop, you just see Louis Stevens just going at it, like really unleashing this anger that he has, right? And that riled up the school, riled up people's faith again, and to the point where his old teacher,
Mr. Kerrigan,
right, realized it. And it's like
brought him to the principal's office,
and just persuaded them that this is something that the kids can get into. But of course, you have someone on staff who was hating on Louis Stevens, right? Just because he didn't really believe in more violence, like more martial arts, or
kind of like in Dragon. The world needs McDonald's, not Kung Fu, Mr. Lee.
Right, like the whole shutting down ideas.
How you supporting your family with Kung Fu?
Right, it's like that whole negative thought.
Yeah,
It's like no belief,
right?
Until you see money.
Exactly, open a school, let me see the money. Okay, you're really legit.
But of course, Louis Stevens, he's determined he's going to make that difference.
Make that change in the kids.
Yeah.
It's a love for it first and whatever after that.
Right.
Whoa! You got their attention.
Yeah. I mean, during the 90s, there was a lot of movies like this with high schoolers or kids with, no direction.
For sure. Dangerous Mind.
Dangerous Mind. And you can say this movie is like the martial arts version of that.
Yeah, for sure.
With Michelle Pfeiffer, right?
Yeah, and she was a former Navy Marine, right? Yeah. So then look, he's a former Green Beret. So you're just adding the martial arts aspect.
Or capoeira.
Hell yeah.
And then if you want to go basketball, you had Sunset Park, Above the Rim.
Oh yeah.
I guess you can say the first Mighty Ducks movie.
Yeah.
It's like around that same time. That savior, to help the youth.
Yeah, for sure.
And hence the inspiring theme of this movie.
Yeah.
To spark that light.
Yeah, give hope to the kids. You can't get out of this. It doesn't have to be this way.
Right.
A statistic.
Yeah, or you have to be like, you don't have to play victim.
Yeah.
It's like once you realize you can be more.
You don't have to conform to your environment,
No.
And then he became the teacher or leader of the program for
the misguided youth. Right.
Yeah.
So the school gave him the top bad kids in
12 of them.
Right. And then
they gave him a place.
Right. Abandoned firehouse. They cleaned it up, fixed it up.
Nice.
So here are these kids. They get dropped off. It's day one. and of course, they think they're badasses. They think they know it all. They do what they do.
Yeah.
But they don't know any better until Louis Stevens is gonna shape them up.
Yeah, for sure.
Shape them up with the Jengas.
Yeah.
And really get that rhythm in their mind. And then
trying to get them open-minded to the art.
Mm-hmm. To something that they never been exposed to before.
Unfamiliar with. Yeah.
Something that was new.
Yeah.
Right.
Showing beauty in it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Hoping the kids will like it or can gravitate to it.
Yeah. So of course, in a cool notable mention, one of the actors who played one of the troubled kids in this program, Orlando Olivares, got portrayed by Richard Coca, the actor. You probably recognize him in the movie Selena.
Yeah.
Right? He was the original band members of the Los Dinos, right?
Yeah. Right? Los Dinos.
He was also in movies like American Me. It seemed like he had a pretty cool, steady career, having like just side characters, like nothing really like a breakout role. But he got to still act throughout, even after this movie.
Yeah, like Gunter.
Oh yeah, for real. So he plays his character Orlando, who is the cousin of the gang leader Severio, and of course, you are who you surround yourself with. He just lives that gang life, and of course, Louis Stevens wants to make that change and help shape him up. But then, of course, Orlando's not feeling it. He's not digging it. So this day one class ends shortly.
Not even 30 minutes.
And Mark Dacascos' character, wasn't going to have it. He was going to shape these kids one way or another, and, it had to start with one student. And this student, Shay, was the only one who wanted to learn because he wanted to learn how to kick ass.
Yeah.
He wanted to learn how to defend himself.
Yeah.
And Louis Stevens, this teacher was willing to do so, who actually cared about him.
Yeah.
Then he was willing to learn.
Yeah. Give him the chance.
Right. And the character Shay is played by Roman Cardwell. Yeah, you brought it up, right? It was like a homage to Bruce Lee, right?
Yeah.
Where it was like his first student was
a black guy, Jesse Glover.
Right. And, it's just, those who know, but I don't know if that was intentional or if Mark Dacascos wanted to throw that in there. Mm-hmm. But, it was just human beings wanting to learn one part.
Yeah. Donovan was another one of the students who was able to open up and became one of the cool students.
Oh, yeah, dude. And what was his first love? Was music.
His music,
right.
Yeah. He made instruments and beats, yeah.
Right. Louis Stevens was able to play a song that was traditionally played on the islands of
Brazil.
Mm-hmm. Of course, the kids wasn't having it. And it's like, well, what is this music? Because of course they're used to a hip hop, rap, whatever have you, right? But of course, Donovan, he remixed it.
Yeah.
He didn't destroy it. He made it better. I don't know if you want to say he enhanced it. It was definitely a cool mix.
Yeah, it was a better vibe for the kids.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Mixing the old with the new.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Found a creative way to do so.
Basically, it was sampling.
That's a good way to look at it. Yeah, for sure. Right there, two students who are willing to learn.
It starts somewhere.
Right, and then from there, it led to Shay fighting one of the bullies. They had their one-on-one.
Yeah, and he got him.
To the point where
they became friends.
All these kids in this group, they became friends.
Yeah,
after
which
that,
is cool.
Right, after that fight, that demonstration, caught their attention.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah,
right.
He got to them. He was able to reach them.
Right, definitely can say that's what's happening today. On a global scale of getting people's attention.
Yeah, sharing what you love, hoping it connects.
Yeah. Speaking of connects, this whole reunion at his old high school reconnects with his old high school sweetheart, I guess you want to say, his old high school crush.
Yeah.
So we do get a little romance in here, but nothing too explicit, just enough.
Basic romance. A little kissing, a little hugging, that's it.
A little flirting.
You seen skin, but they're wearing tank tops.
Yeah.
And then you had the jealous teacher. Like, you're trying to get at her.
Yeah.
Senior Cervantes.
Well,
Look what he did.
Right.
At first, she wasn't having it with Louis, but then afterwards, seeing what Louis did to the kids, she kind of got turned on.
Right.
Which is cool. It's cool. I see how it is. And then the guy wants to see it for himself.
Of course, he got proved wrong, and it's like he shut up from there.
Yeah,
right.
He did. He really turned them around.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's like the most troubled kids too.
Yeah.
Right. You know, even those inspiring theme to this movie, it's also about trust.
Yeah, for sure.
How can you go forward or be part of anything if you don't trust anybody or anything that's being...
Trust is a double edge. So it's, for Louis Stevens to have this impact on the kids was really big. Yeah. And one of the troubled teens that was in this program, at the end of the movie, at the graduation, he looked like he was a natural, man. He had the mood and everything. Like, whoa, this is the same guy. Like, and it's really about flowing too. Yeah. The way they exchange kicks and wheel kicks without hitting each other. It's like it's a dance as well. Yeah. And so there's like a real human element to the art. Yeah. You know, capoeira, you can make a living if you really love it and you respect it. And open up a school. It really opened up the kids' minds.
Right. It shows what they're capable of.
Yeah.
You know, what their bodies are capable of.
Yep. You know, I just, you know, it probably gave them more confidence. Like, they can deal with the bullshit and not, like, cater and live to that in that bullshit environment.
So the story continues with Orlando playing ball with his crew, and Mark Dacascos follows him, you know, really trying to, you know, change his life around, you know, shape him up, you know, get him away from this life of crime. But again, he's saying, like, do you know who my cousin is? Right? And then, of course, here comes Sabadio, right?
Nice. Driving up, lighting up a cigar.
Mark Dacascos fighting his boys, right?
Yeah.
Of course, he's beating them all, but then he wants to challenge them. It's like, let me test you. You know, you look like you beat my boys, fine. See if you can beat me, right?
Sure.
So he tests him. But of course, Mark Dacascos loses.
Yeah, round one.
But of course, if you didn't see our episode of Master Z, you have to lose in order to know how to win.
Right? Exactly.
We'll leave a link to that episode.
Yes.
Or a little link.
A little link will pop up.
So then Sabadio beats him, and then from there he says, you know, I'll let you teach my nephew. I'll let you teach him the basics.
Yeah.
Right?
You seem worthy enough to teach my cousin the basics.
But then he said, then he'll see when the real master is.
That means master, guys. Right? It means master. Man, we have Master Z and we have Master Sabadio.
The master theme going on here. I don't know. What's next? Who knows? Stay tuned. Subscribe. So from this point on, Mark Dacascos is trying to trying to shape up these kids, you know, with the art of capoeira, and it's working. You know, these kids are changing. Orlando's changing.
Yeah, vibing with the kids.
Right. He's contemplating. He's meditating on this thought of wanting to change.
Yeah.
But of course, how powerful Sabadio is, right, and his connections, and it's like capoeira has to do more in order to stop Sabadio.
See, it's like Louis Stevens is not saying that capoeira is gonna make you money. It's changing your life for a better direction,
right?
Where you can make a living
through any martial art. You know, this art particularly of capoeira. You know, there's a philosophy to it. Philosophy to any martial art as far as expressing your body, but you don't always have to fight. To have self-knowledge and to have self-realization are always going to be part of the equation, the ingredients to have of the way of living, you know, of being a human being. So the story continues. Turmoil builds. Mark Dacascos takes these kids and they go on a field trip.
A little retreat,
you know, a little capoeira retreat, and you know, to be one with nature, and you know, they end up at the beach, right? They got to camp out and just really be one with nature and just reconnect with the energies of Earth and just the universe, right?
Clean, fresh air.
Yes.
Like away from the city, smog.
Right, and what better than the beach?
Yeah, for sure.
And then this particular field trip was going to interfere with Orlando because Orlando had a job to do for Sabadio at his chop shop. But Orlando knew that this field trip might have been a waste of time in Sabadio's eyes.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
You know, Orlando knew it was a turning point for him. You know, and he just had to make that decision. Yeah. So field trip's over, and they head back, and then here's Sabadio waiting
to pick up Orlando.
Right. But then, Saved by the Bell, you know, the police come in, and then they kick Sabadio out because he has a restraining order, and he can't be on campus within 25 feet or so. You know. But in retaliation, Sabadio really making a statement as far as vandalizing the school. Him and the goons, which led to Kerrigan getting caught in the crossfire, you know, trying to stop all this chaos. Yeah. But you can only do so much and gets knocked out.
Yeah. With the bear and bow, no less.
Man.
You know the irony, right?
Yeah, dude.
It's almost like disrespecting the art.
Totally is, dude. So the fire is igniting, and Kerrigan's on the floor. And you know, she's about to die. So these kids from the program, and then at the right time, just trying to you know, save whoever they can. And of course, you know, Mr. Kerrigan being that main priority, you know, they went to go try to save him.
Yeah, it was Shay and Donovan.
Yep.
They were doing their homework in the yard, and then they saw the classroom burning.
Yeah. And then Mark Dacascos was able to see this fire. You know, he was driving up to the campus, and then you're seeing all this commotion, and then he rushed right away to the classroom, and then sadly to see, you know, that one of his students, you know, passed away.
Saving the bear on bow.
Yeah, dude.
He ran back in the classroom for it.
Right, because they saved Kerrigan.
Yeah.
You know, but the smoke was just too intense, and
Just collapsed.
you know, Donovan passed, and from there, that was Mark Dacascos.
Tipping point.
Yeah, and you know, that was the revenge. So Louis Stevens decides to take it in his own hands and puts on the costume, which is his own own army gear.
The army fatigue.
Right, and you know, tuning up his skills.
Yeah, his roundhouses.
Right, and you know he
Becomes a little Rambo.
So he just wants to leave a message, and there's going to be change.
Yeah.
You know,
He blew up all the product in the chop shop that he
Right.
was about to ship out.
while taking out his goons
Yeah.
working there, and you know, that was a cool sequence though. That cool fight scenes, and like the camera works here in this fight scene. Like they really utilize that upshot, that worm's eye view.
Yeah.
You know, especially for those flips.
Yeah.
You know.
With no wires.
Yes, exactly.
That's what Mark Dacascos can do. He can flip.
No wire.
No wires. He demonstrated a little Kali harness sticks with a pipe, metal pipe,
Yep.
and
And then
then some staff work
bow staff. Yeah. So.
or pipe, lead pipe, whatever.
Yeah. Mark Dacascos really displayed his full martial arts.
Yeah.
You know, like he can do it all.
Yeah, fucking good.
Yeah, he's good.
He's like underrated.
Oh yeah, definitely. You know, he's under the radar martial artist, and it's like if you know his stuff, you know him.
Yeah,
Alright?
for sure.
If you're a fan, it's good. It's good to be a fan of Mark Dacascos.
Yes, I agree.
So from this point, Saverio searched for him, and then Mark Dacascos was doing his best to
Stay out of his radar.
and survive. But of course, you know, he gets caught, and you know, leads up to the final fight between him and Saverio.
Which Orlando was trying to stop him from doing.
Yeah.
You're gonna get yourself killed, man.
You know, Mark Dacascos was so determined, and he really wanted to make this work.
Yeah. They go to the beach. The final scene. First, what they dueled off with machetes at first.
You know, yeah, it definitely got thrown in the mix. You know, the machete
Yeah.
work definitely showed Saverio had the upper hand.
Yeah.
Right, because of the chanting and
yeah.
you know, the music that you know his boys were playing.
Yes.
You know, and then you know here comes Mark Dacascos and then students.
Yeah,
you
rallying behind him.
rallying behind him by singing "Banana Way."
Yeah. Banana way, banana, banana way. Hell yeah.
Right.
Even Orlando was there.
Yeah, like you see that he made his decision.
Yeah. He
Right.
changed his life. Yeah.
And you know he wanted to see that change.
Said
Right?
that shit's over, man.
That's over
It's over.
because Saverio did end up losing.
Yeah.
You know.
It's a good fight scene.
Yeah, I
Good
like-
fight scene. The one if you pause it, he moved before even getting kicked.
Like there's some choreographies that were off.
Yeah.
You know, in the final scene, but you know, I think it's being filmed on camera for the first time.
Yeah.
You know, I think it was definitely hard to execute timing.
Yeah, for
you
sure.
know, and
Agreed.
trying to get the right angles.
Yeah.
In order to sell the kick.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Especially like that kind of kick that the Costco's was doing.
Right, especially you're not trying to hurt the person on the receiving end.
Yeah.
You know?
Again, no wires, guys.
Yeah.
No wires. It's all the Costco's.
Right, and that's real dirt flying in the air. It's not CGI. So this fight scene really shows that the light will definitely shine through the dark eventually.
Yeah.
You know, because you know Mark Dacascos was able to win.
Perseverance.
Right, and through love,
Through love,
right,
yep.
that he showed that he cared for these kids, and what he cares is that he wants to make a change,
Yeah,
and
for sure.
you know he changed himself through these kids because he was able to grow,
Yeah.
you know, as a human being as well.
Yeah, as long as you put your heart in something you believe in, you'll come out a winner. No matter how hard, you'll achieve it.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's not easy.
Totally.
Right? Self-love, then you're able to share that love.
That's all it is sharing.
But look, and he didn't ask for a single dollar. Just being able to teach the kids capoeira.
Yeah.
Not even asking for a single dollar. Because they gave him the firehouse to train the kids.
Yeah.
And that's what he said, like, all I need is a roof over my head, and I'm fine. That's what he told Saverio.
Right, because Saverio tried to pay him off, right?
Yeah, money, drugs, whatever you want.
But no, he didn't want
Yeah.
that life. If anything, he lived a version of that already. You know,
Yeah.
as far as Mark Dacascos' character,
Mm-hmm.
which led him into the army and be a Green Beret.
Yeah, Kerrigan changed his life. Lewis even said, "You changed my life." Yeah, full circle.
Right. Hey, I mean, and then, since you mentioned full circle, that full circle moment being at the end, being at the gymnasium or the graduation.
They all graduated.
Yeah, shaped themselves up.
Yeah, sure. Even Orlando.
And at the graduation, you know, you get the capoeira
Performance.
artist, performing with Mark Dacascos, still doing his flips in this.
Yeah, still no wires. They couldn't fit in the gymnasium. But yeah, that guy can flip, man. He can fly.
Right, and it's pretty cool that you get to see these kids and what they've learned, you know, and see them, you know, demonstrate their versions of capoeira, you know.
Like, of all the martial arts movies we've viewed so far, we see Brandon, we see Master Z, we see Jackie, and then we see Dacascos. It's like Dacascos can be like almost a mix, but then he can flip. You don't really see Jackie flipping. He uses objects around him.
Yeah.
But Dacascos,
like, he shows another level of his athleticism.
Yeah, and martial arts.
Yeah.
He really brought the capoeira. Yeah, he did it well.
Yeah. If I was gonna rate it out of 5, I'd give it a 4. 4 out of 5, just because, you know, being a fan of Mark Dacascos, and, you know, he was part of our 90s movie rental. Like, this movie was in the mix. And,
multiple times. They're probably like, this again? The people at the video store. Right. This again? What happened? Did you get beat up? Every martial arts movie I bring up there, like, did you get beat up? What happened? I have cartoons, but you rent martial arts movies. What's wrong? You have no friends? And then, like, I walk away and they're shaking their head like, poor kid.
You know, being a fan of Mark Dacascos, he brought another martial art to the big screen, and, you know, for the whole world to know about. And yeah, which is being used today, right?
Yeah. Some do use it in MMA. Yeah. Some capoeira moves. Yeah. I'm not sure who the fighters are, but some of you like the wheel kick.
Yeah.
The handstand. They're like, oh shit, they fucking use it. Like, no way.
They're using Wing Chun, right? Yeah. You know, why not capoeira? If you can find a way to use it.
Yeah, man, capoeira's a lot of core work, man.
Yeah, but as far as for story, you know, it was pretty basic. You know, basic story for a 90s film. Again, just, it's going off that trend of martial arts. Every Hollywood studio was looking for that next Bruce Lee hit. Yeah. You know, martial arts schools was opening up left and right like a Starbucks, as if society was all about bullies at that time in martial arts for some reason. As far as story, you know, I think it was, you know, totally gave off Dangerous Mind vibes, you know, with Michelle Pfeiffer. It was an Oscar-worthy performance or anything, but I enjoyed it. I was entertained. There was enough information, enough characterization, you know, nothing dragged, and the whole lead up to the third act, it was done well. I think there was enough drama for us to care about the hero prevailing.
Aside from Jackie Chan, it's like so far all these martial arts movies have drugs to do with it.
Yeah.
Like Rapid Fire, Master Z, Only the Strong.
Yeah, what's going on? There's something about that doesn't make sense.
This is something I noticed. As far as my rating, 3.5, 4, maybe 4, because in the beginning they already showed what the problem was, the drugs and all that.
And they missed the troubled youth.
The troubled youth, yeah. And I like how they tagged Orlando with Silverio.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like they didn't wait till like later to bring out Silverio. So like it all blended well.
Yep.
It didn't drag. I like how they gave some of the basics of the art. Yeah. And it kind of showed the origin without going deep in it. Like opening up in Brazil, we're doing capoeira. And then teaching the kids the basic Jenga. And then he goes into the basic wheel kick, the basic handstand.
Right, all the cool moves.
Yeah, especially at the beach.
Right.
Where he did most of the handstand. Which, honestly, I tried to do. Again, you know, it's like the closest to being a superhero. If they could do it, hey, why not? Kick ass too. Someone's got to protect you.
The teacher. I thought you want to teach us to kick ass.
Yeah, everything's good. The story was basic, you know, street level scenarios.
Yeah.
Dangerous Minds vibe. It's like Dangerous Minds and like Three Ninjas were like popular, and then they came out with Only the Strong.
Right, and just looking for the next action star to capitalize on. And, you know, like
before that was Rapid Fire.
Oh, man.
Rapid Fire came out before Only the Strong.
Yeah, and, you know, Margaret Dacascos was up there, you know, with Brandon Lee, you know, just being those action stars of the 90s, you know, Jackie Chan, Yeah, Chuck Norris is Chuck Norris. He's you know, he has his audience, but like they're even syndicating Bruce Lee movies in the mix, you know, and
oh, don't forget Perfect Weapon.
Steven Seagal, right, and then Jean-Claude Van Damme, right? He was in the mix. It's like all these action stars, right?
And like a lot of ninja movies, I believe.
American Ninjas here.
American Ninjas, and just ninjas.
There's something about the 90s and ninjas and just martial arts. I don't know. What do you guys think? Comment below.
Like in the 80s, it was like all big guns and army type stories.
Explosions. Right.
And then 90s was martial arts.
With minimal pyrotechnics, but like they try to follow what Bruce Lee said.
Look what, 6 years later, you get Matrix.
Keanu Reeves, and then that kind of
action. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
With wires this time. You know what I mean?
Right. Wu Ping as well, right?
Mm-hmm. Especially the scene with Lawrence Fishburne in the dojo. He said, "I know kung fu."
Right. And what they trained 9 months for that one, or something like that. But yeah, dude, it's something about the 90s and martial arts that Hollywood tried to capitalize on.
Yeah.
But you know, appreciated enough, and thankfully that Only the Strong was in that mix, and the art of capoeira. You know, and too bad we don't see a lot of more like capoeira movies. I mean, there's probably some under our radar. You know, comment below, you know, which ones are worth watching.
Yeah,
I mean, other than The Protector with Tony Jaa, I mean, there was that fight with Latif. And it's like that's all we have as far as up to date. You know, capoeira. Again, comment below what movies should we be watching. And, you know.
Yes, please.
So again, if you guys didn't see this movie, and you guys are Mark Dacascos fans because you've seen him on Iron Chef, or you've eaten his food,
his own brand.
Yeah, his own brand of food. So if you see him around and you didn't realize he did this movie, now you know. You know, we recommend it being the first movie capoeira on screen.
Yeah, you know? that really showcased it.
Yeah, the action's good, the story's good,
and for the most part, it was pretty authentic. Like, it didn't seem fake. As far as like demonstrating the art, you know what I mean? Like, he really had a respect for it.
Yeah, they definitely chose the right camera angles to you know, execute these moves, the flips especially.
Sure.
I mean, there were some small mishaps as far as, you know, the choreography, but you know, they are barely noticeable first time around. But then if you're looking for mistakes in the second go around, you'll probably catch it.
Yeah.
But if you guys are martial arts buffs, comment below. What do you think?
Or if you tried capoeira moves.
If you've done the Jenga yourself.
If you think you know the basics, let us know.
Go watch it. Mark Dacascos, Only the Strong.
Hell yeah. Recommended.
Right. Whatever bin you guys find it in, if you have amoeba Rasputins in your town.
Find it in the sand.
Or Goodwill. Find it in a capoeira school. Maybe.
Probably find it in an Aikido school. Hey, what's this doing here? Right. Sensei?
Or if you don't like clutter in your home, definitely stream it however you get your streaming goods. You might get it on YouTube, Premium, however that works, or Prime Video.
You know, I think he made a deal with Costco. You buy sausage and it comes with the DVD. You give me a sample, put it in the back there like a small TV playing Only the Strong.
All of his movies.
Right. Cook the sausage, watch the movie. Man, look at that. We know how to market.
Right? 2 in 1. You know, you're at Costco, they sell movies.
Right. Bargain box, $5. Only the Strong.
Definitely pick it up, because you never know which version you're gonna get. You might have special features, right? You might have like behind the scenes, little history. You know, if you guys are into that, all the commentary good.
Sadly, it's not in this one, but if it's out there, let us know. Probably get a coupon when you buy it inside.
Of this product, and then.
Oh, it's great marketing right there.
Right? So yeah, y'all. Mark Dacascos, Only the Strong. Go get it.
Yes, go get it.
Go watch it.
Go train. Do the Jenga.
And if you reach this part of the video, we highly appreciate you, and we don't like to ask too much from you, but be sure to like, subscribe, and, you know, spread the word of what we're doing over here at Creativity Unsheathed.
Yeah, share it.
And definitely look into the stuff that we make. Give us some feedback on our art and our books, our music, and let us know what you think.
For sure. And new projects to come.
Oh yeah, definitely be on the lookout for that and future content.
Yes, yes.
And now, we like to end this episode with a motivational quote for y'all. And if you heard this before, by all means, just let this be a self-reflection of where we are today.
In the present.
And this one is by Salvador Dali.
Dali Salvador, the guy with the mustache.
If you know his art, especially the melting clocks.
Oh yeah, first time I seen that on Tiny Toons, like, whoa.
What is
I
that?
didn't know that was him.
Salvador Dali.
Yeah.
And he states, a true artist is not one who is inspired, but one who inspires others. End quote.
Nice.
Definitely goes with this film. Right?
Yeah, for sure.
Right? Mark Dacascos wanted to share the art of Capoeira in a drug-filled school where misguided kids had no direction,
Yeah.
and they needed an inspiration. They need a light to be guided,
Yeah.
not to the death, but to a rebirth. To a whole new mindset.
Yeah, you know what's cool though? They didn't show the kids doing the drugs. They didn't depict them doing it, so that's good.
I mean, there were some you're able to see them their influence on it, but they didn't take it. You don't need to show that all the time.
Yeah, leave it to the imagination.
Yeah, exactly. This movie was pretty inspirational.
It's a good way of incorporating martial arts into the troubled mind. It's like poetry, like freedom writers.
Yeah.
With swank, right? They write poems.
Oh, dude, that movie has kind of the same theme to this.
Yeah, underrated. And then you have Stand and Deliver, same thing about people's journal.
Oh yeah, dude.
But then this is martial arts.
Yeah. Hey, maybe that's another movie we can look under, because if it regards poetry,
Yeah,
you know what I mean? It's like that's a cool art form. I mean, these kind of movies having that theme, of guiding the mistroubled youth,
Yeah,
and
thinking critical. Chess.
the chess movie
Yeah.
with John Leguizamo.
Yeah, shout out. Yeah.
That's another future episode. So yeah, definitely subscribe. Be on the lookout for that one. If not into sports, but there's other themes to channel chaos that's going on for anybody, not just teenagers, but for anybody that's struggling with just negative energy, and just how they can channel that into something positive.
Yeah.
And you're not going to be fighting everybody you meet because you're angry, but it's just like how to channel emotion, negative emotion.
For sure. Before you self-destruct, you know what I mean?
And we're not going to pretend that we know you guys, because you guys know you guys know yourselves better than anybody else, and you know the path that you need to walk on, and the answers will find you.
Walk the path without searching. It'll come to you.
Yeah, you don't want to try too hard.
Yeah, be on your journey to silence the mind, and the answers will come.
Yeah, you can think on things and ponder, but when you don't, and just
be in the moment.
So in the meantime, stay creative, keep creating.
Stay independent, have your own voice.
Do your best as a martial artist to find a motivation and to keep on going.
Kill the negativity and spread the love, y'all.
Even though you don't train in martial arts, just do your best to be great and just to learn from the basics.
Learn from the basics.
Till next time, y'all.
Till next time.
Peace.
Peace. Oh ho, look who's on the playground.
Banana, banana, banana.
Banana. They're gonna kill you, man.
We're gonna say the whole line.